It's Kill. We live on KillEmTv. Shout out to you first and foremost. I am your host, Castellano, reporting live from the 215, man. Let's get right into it. I don't even want to waste no time. I've been off for a minute, but I'm on right now. I just seen something very disturbing. Very, very disturbing, man. Now, we all know Glad, he reaches, he just, I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about the ball other than the artists that come on his platform give good interviews. Now him, I'm not really too fond of his line of questioning. I'm not really too fond of the bait that he often throws out there. So I'm watching Boosie. I like Boosie. Shout out to Boosie. And he asks him like, yo, have you seen the Colin Kaepernick series on Netflix? He says no. Me personally, right then and there, it's kind of like you haven't seen it to know the specifics of the show to speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, Boosie already made it clear that he don't do no interviews for free unless it's the Breakfast Club. So he's getting paid to just, to talk, to entertain Glad and his audience by whatever questions that he asks him. So he says no, he never seen it. Glad goes on to say that Kaepernick compares playing for the NFL to slavery. That's false, and it's not true. I'm saying I watched the whole joint. It was a really good series. I'm saying provided a lot of back information on Kaepernick personally. Not really too much. It didn't even really go into the NFL. I'm saying that's why I'm saying like it was misleading. And it misled Boosie to answer the question the way that to get the answer that he was looking for. And I honestly kind of like would kind of expect a little bit more from Boosie to be like, yo, I don't really know. I ain't see it. You know what I mean? But he fed into it. Either way, if you haven't seen it, I advise you to see it. That's all I'm going to say. It just touched on a lot of things. With him being, being adopted and having, white parents and just, the struggles that he went through. It was more about him coming up, and the struggles that he had to go through. And, it added a little bit more clarity to his story for me personally. But he kind of tried to call him a hypocrite, like, yo, he's still trying to play for the NFL. If it's slavery, why would he still try to? So my thing, forget Glad, to you, Boosie, you said that you don't own the rights to your biggest songs. You don't own the rights to them. So you usually don't really, get excited about them or nothing like that because you don't own them, right? Now, I've heard the Locks compare before they straighten out their thing with Puff being in a deal that was like slavery. Like, when you think about it, okay, they say Colin Kaepernick got $30 million. Your $30 million compared to how much the NFL makes, or even forget the NFL, compared to how much the team makes, the 49ers, that's peanuts. It's nothing. It's like, the cotton that the slave picks is nothing compared to the shelter and the food that that slave master gave him. It's nothing. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's not a direct comparison. What he was saying from the part that Glad is speaking on is that it show how, when you trying out, they size you up. Look at you. How bulky are you? Is you big enough, strong enough, fast enough? Could we use you for whatever position we looking to use you for? And rightfully so. And he did a flashback to slavery, how they lined them up. And, you know, is he going to be strong enough to do what I need him to do? Is she going to be, you know, is she wide enough, thick enough, whatever? However they figured out what slave they wanted to purchase, you know, that's how they sized them up. They stood them up there, looked them up and down, did the whole nine. So I get what Colin was coming from. Do I think that he's pushing a narrative? No, I don't. Do I think he's capitalizing off of what goes on in the NFL and these other places? Yes. But to be honest, if you never played in the NFL or you never had to try out for a team, you can't speak on it. Just like somebody can't speak on, Colin couldn't come and say, oh, Boosie tripping. You know what I mean? He made millions of dollars. What's his problem? But you don't understand, you know, how difficult it is to not own the rights to your biggest songs, the songs that made the most money. You don't understand that because you're not a rapper. You didn't sign this contract. So you really can't speak on it if you don't know about that. Glad your payday came from getting hands and feet put on you, but you don't ever speak about that. Like you love diving into other people's business and what they got going on, but you don't ever talk about yours. And if somebody do bring up Rick Ross, you know, you quickly get off of it and shy away from it. I mean, and rightfully so. I'm not, you know, what is it that you have to say about it? You want to talk about what happened, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't even speak about the route that you took of suing to get this money, you know, to lift VladTv off the ground and do all the things that you're doing, man. So I just feel like don't put our people against one another. You know what I'm saying? I got another joint that I'm about to do because we're gonna end this one and we're gonna make another one to get into that I just heard that, and it's just like, oh, what's wrong with this boy? But I get it. This is the content that his viewers like, and that's the way that he's gonna go, and that's what works for him, which is why I had stopped watching it for a minute. Like almost a year. But like I said, the people that be on there is people that, you know, I wouldn't mind hearing what they gotta say. So, you know, he might get me with a little bait and switch situation and I end up watching something, which is, you know, what's currently happening. But, you know, we can't deny that he get some of the best guests and have some really informative interviews at times. But then you got nonsense like this, which I don't even, like, why are we even talking about Kaepernick? That joint came out some time ago. That's not even new news. It's kind of old. But, you know, I guess everybody got a job to do, man. But shout out to Kaepernick, man. Very informative. Just not even, like I said, about the NFL, just about his upbringing and what his struggles was, you know, having parents that couldn't relate to him and him not relating to himself and not really understanding, you know, that they don't understand, because he looking at them like, you know, these are my parents. They don't mean no harm. They don't know any better. But to really get an understanding, like they don't understand this. So, you know, I don't know, man. Maybe for him, from me watching the whole thing, the NFL just, maybe he just had enough, and he just said that, you know, he was going to take a stance. And I salute him for that. And I'm saying, and yes, he got a check, and yes, you know, he would probably still play for the NFL today. That's his job. That's what he worked hard to do his whole life. You know what I mean? That's like a officer or somebody that wants to grow up and be a cop, and then they get to the precinct in the district and they figure out like, dang, it's just 30 cops over here. They want you to do this, that. Damn, this ain't what I thought it was. I didn't want to sign up for this. I mean, but you still want to protect and serve. Maybe your whole establishment is not good, but you as an individual want to be a good cop and protect and serve. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody do what they do for their own personal reasons. Some people won't speak up at all. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Boosie for speaking up about all of this pushing of the gay narrative on kids and things of that nature. I respect him for that. I salute him for that. So, you know, everybody got their part to play, and Everybody got their own lane. And, you know, what's for them is for them. But that was corny, Glad. And, you know, I said I was going to let up off him, but I'm going to keep calling him out, man. And y'all, you know, y'all get in the comments and y'all say what y'all say and you know, come to his defense all you want. But I'm going to point it out for those that care to, you know, see it a different way, then they will. And those that don't, won't. Either way, it is what it is, man. Meantime, in between time, go down to the description, click the link, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll get with y'all next time. I'm out.